Fantastic, man. Make it in, man. Shit sounds so nasty. Let me get. Let me. Let me put it in your bed. I forgot where the hell I'm going. Oh, Lord Jesus. Yeah, because that's where I want to fucking walk through. Devil finger. Eliminate all the demons. I will try. Ain't no promises. Cool. Dress code. Yeah, it sounds like full go, bro. That's all I thought, like Mick. When you find out Mick had something to do with this? Oh, bitch. Oh shit locks on. I didn't have to hold it. Nobody else. Right. I did that for that. Yeah. Yeah. I can't get mine. Alright, bet. Whatever. Old crusty back. Alright. This is supposed to be okay. Like y'all daddy mad. Let me take the fist out of my repertoire. I don't like it. Like it's cool, but I don't like it. You know what I mean? Jelly bean. Over here. course. Oh, this motherfucker right here. Yeah. Is he dead? Oh, okay. You do him with. I tell you, don't move. Move. No, it's not looking good for you, brother. Just go ahead and move. Oh my God. Your ass on the ground, sir. They try to set me up for a booby trap. So, I guess I could talk about. I am still looking for a job. Probably gonna get one. Not probably. Speaking to existence, I will get a job Tuesday. They said if I don't hear anything by Monday, come back Tuesday. The guy, it's a done deal. The guy wants to hire me. He just got to wait for paperwork to get to him before he can hire me. You know, corporate things, stuff like that. So, I have chosen to get out of the plumbing industry, but keep my plumbing license just in case. Um, uh, I'm going to keep it so that way if anything happens, I still have my license. I still be a licensed plumber. I just won't be working for a company. You know, getting out of the bad weather, stuff like that. Heat condition, it's super cold and icy and stuff like that. At least I'll be inside of a nice warm building, a nice cool building when it's hot outside. So 50,000, get more orbs. Okay, so we're not there yet. So still my plan. You know, get a job so I can provide for my family and whatnot. But things of the plumbing industry, what it takes to get to be a plumber, and how long does it take, right? Usually, the questions that a lot of people have, and does it pay well? Plumbing pays. Oh Lord Jesus! Plumbing pays wonderful. I try to move. I try to move. Um, so you, depending on the plumbing company now, it should be different because um they can pay anywhere from $10 an hour, starting off 10 to 15, anywhere between then. So it just depends on the company. When I first started off at $15 an hour. Oh golly, Jesus, you don't like me, do you? So I started at 15. Yeah, whoop his ass. I started off at $15 an hour in a plumbing company in Plano, which is a good company. Didn't have any really issues with them besides them having the mindset of, bro, I try to move. Besides them having the mindset of, if you're an apprentice, it's always your fault. It's never the plumber's fault, right? Um, don't like that. So like if stuff didn't get cleaned up or stuff was like discombobulated, they told you to do something, but the plumber told you to do something else. It was the apprentice's fault, and they really didn't want to listen. And me being threatened to be fired like every 5 minutes wasn't my forte either. So I didn't really like that. I got tired of being mistreated and not really mistreated, but just being threatened fired like every 5 minutes, right? Um, not my cup of tea, and I don't like the fact that trying to have that over my head. Some people they do it as a bluff, so that way they could try to make you work better or keep you on your toes and whatnot. And they didn't do nothing but I think chopping. At least my mic is. They didn't do nothing but stress me the hell out. Because I'm trying to provide for my family and whatnot. And the last thing I want to do is lose my job, and I can't provide for family like I am now. So I end up leaving, end up going to another company. I will say this company name. They're still out in Frisco, but all of us are not there anymore. But it was a great company. Lexus Plumbing. Lexus Plumbing was the company I was at. It was a great company. Was family. Still talk to people from that company. We all moved. The only person I don't talk to is the owner. The company, I was with them for about 4 years, maybe. About 4 years. About maybe 4 years, because I was with them for 4 years, and then I was with my first company for 2. So about 2 to 7 years, and then the last company I was with Benjamin Franklin, when I talked about how them sons of biscuits, all they care about is money, 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 and they want you to sell all the time. And how they even have seminars to teach you how to sell and to get customers to pay. To get customers to buy the sales tactics that they use. Hey, do this, and customers are willing to spend more money towards you and whatever. And the people at Lexus Plumbing, yes, we needed money and we needed to sell things, but our motto was more of make the customers happy, make them appreciate you, treat them well, don't sell them bullshit that they don't need. And over time, when they need something to be fixed, they will call you back, and that will build a relationship and whatnot. So we actually did stuff because we care. And we didn't do it just because of we wanted to put more money in our pocket. We actually cared about it. They didn't want to do it, and okay, cool, man. You don't have to. It is what it is. So, but build a family with them. It was like my brothers, my sisters, my master plumber. Everybody knows my master plumber, which is greatest guy of all time. He don't think that he is, but he is. Him and his wife are wonderful, and like I said, I built a relationship and family bond with them, and so I like go to the house every once in a while and talk to them and whatever, and just catch up. So, but that company was amazing. The reason why everybody left was because of company was being sold, right? For reasons that happened in the company, um, the company was losing money. So, and so we all decided to jump ship and go do our own thing. So my master plumber, he's no longer in plumbing anymore. He's doing something else. Like it relates to plumbing, but he's not in plumbing, right? It's like the same thing I'm going to be doing. I'm it relates to plumbing, but I'm not going to be doing plumbing. But we're both going to keep our license just in case, because you never know, right? Um, but you start off as an apprentice, as I said. Um, this card right here. I'll show you the back of it. That card right there is red. You get that card. It's like $15 online. That's all you gotta do to start off your plumbing career. You have to get that card. Once you get that card, then you're allowed to work and be part of a plumbing company and whatnot. But you can't do anything on your own. You still got to work right beside somebody. So no, like some people think that like, oh, okay, then you can start plumbing. No, you what you're going to be in most plumbing companies is a gopher. Go get this, go get that, do this, do that, bring me my tools or whatever. You're really not going to do much work. There's not a lot of plumbers out there that's willing to wait on that. There's not plumbers out there that's willing to let the apprentice do the work, so that way they can know what's going on. And the the crazy thing is there are there are why won't me to get that? Legit right here, bro. Okay. There are plumbers out there, master plumbers. They have you go get stuff while the actual plumber is working. And then once they're done and whatnot, and then they ask you questions about like, what, you not paying attention? Like what? Like how can I pay attention if you have me go somewhere looking for a tool, especially if you're green, you don't know what the tool is, right? So so you got me looking for a tool. I don't know what it is. I'm trying to find out exactly what it is. When I first got in, I didn't know what some of the tools was, so I had to Google it, right? Google like what is this? So I did that. And I was Googling everything. But tell me, how am I supposed to know what he's doing and the work that he's doing if I'm over here finding parts trying to look for it and then I bring it back to him and cool. And then some of the stuff you will pick up on, but you're not gonna pick up everything, right? The plumbing industry is so stupid. You don't the guy honest truth, you don't learn how to plumb until you become a tradesman. Until you start doing it on your own. All right. Unless you have that one plumber who actually lets you work and watches you do it and say like, yeah, you're doing it right. Hey, no, do it like this. Now there are some plumbing companies that do a little bit of training, right? But majority of the time is you learn on the site. So if you see two plumbers there, most likely one of them is an apprentice. And if he's and then he's learning. But like I said, like I was like, it's goofy how they like you should know this. If you don't know how to work, I was told this about the first company. There was some stuff that was happening on the heater, right? And it was like, well, if you don't know how to work on here, then we need to reevaluate your stay here at this company. I'm like, okay, cool. So, like I said, they like to threat people all the time about losing their jobs and whatnot. And as plumbers, we're expendable. They would cut you in a heartbeat. Like, we'll find somebody else. We don't care. That's exactly what happened with Benjamin Franklin. They let me go because I didn't want to sell my soul away because I didn't want to sell. And they could try to say different all they want to, but it is what it is. You know, you can't say like, "Oh, I'm bad with customers." I had 5-star reviews, and they tell you all the time, "Get reviews, get reviews, get reviews." You have to ask for reviews. I never asked for reviews, but I got the most reviews just because of my character alone and how I talk to people, right? So, but your first year, you're gonna be a gopher, and you're lucky if you have that one plumber who's willing to teach you and let you do work for the first 2 years. So you got to be there for 2 years, and you got to have 2,000 hours. Then after you do that, your mama. Um, so after you get your 2 years and everything like that, right? Before you could take your test, you got to go to class. So you got to do continue ed and whatnot, and they teach you. Oh, no, teach you, but it's a code book, and you got multiple classes. You got to do your code course, continue ed. There's oh god, I'm trying to remember. It's like 3 different classes that you have to take, all right, before you can take your tradesman. So you, like I said, you start off an apprentice, you do that, and once you do that, now the old way was that once you take all your classes and they receive it from Austin, which Austin does not have any kind of help because it takes them like 3,000 years before you can even take the dang test. So once you over here, oh, okay, I'm like, I can't get to that. Like, it clearly shows that like I can get to that. So once you are you got finished with your classes, right? The old school way was you go all the way down to Austin, no matter where you're at in Texas. Everybody know Texas is huge. Texas is bigger than most countries. That's why like most countries out there, they're like, it takes me an hour or hour and a half to get across, get to the other side of the country, right? Meanwhile, in Texas, where we're just a state, and we're like to get from to give you an idea, from left to right, is about, I believe it's 14 to 15 hours. From top to bottom is anywhere from 17 to 18 hours, maybe 16 minimum. From top to bottom, so from point all the way down to the corner, so about 16 to 17 hours drive. So yeah, Texas is huge. So no matter where you at in Texas, you have to drive all the way to Austin to get to that point. Some people had to drive or catch a flight to get to Austin. And so some people that was driving like around 8 hours to get there. Like, no, bro, nobody want to drive a full day. All right. So just now recently, they was like, hey, it's a smart idea if we have 2 buildings for them to take a test and we have 2 different locations. Well, you're on the right track, but honestly, it should have got to a point to where you should have at least 4 or 5, right? I would say 5. You have one at the top, one near the top, one near the bottom, one near the left, one near the right, and one in the middle. 5 testing stations for Texas because Texas is too damn big. And then not only that, you want people to waste their money, not wasting their money, but you want people to spend their money on getting a license. Like I said, it cost me $15 to get my license. Then to take the classes, which you have to spend money on your own. There's some companies out there will pay for it, but there's some companies out there that will not pay for it. The first 2 companies that I worked with, no, Benjamin Franklin was the same way. The first, all of them did not pay. The guy that bought Lexus Plumbing, he said, no, I will pay for your classes and whatnot. I said, oh, that's nice. Cool. But like I didn't go with him. I didn't stay because Benjamin Franklin was closer to home. And I was like, all right, well, I don't really know this dude. I don't know how he is. I mean, he seemed like a nice guy, but I don't know how he is. So I left. And not only that, everybody was having situations with the previous owner. So one of the reasons why like everybody split up. So, which I kind of feel like what's happening over there in Benjamin Franklin is going to be the same way, just because of mentality of money, 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 and not caring about the people or the employees. But anyway, um, damn, what was I? I was on the road with that. Brain fart. But no, they want you to pay all this money, so you got to pay for your classes, and then once you get finished paying for your class, you got to go pay to take the test. All right. And the old school way in Austin, like I said, you had to do everything in Austin. You had to do the written test in Austin. You had to do the dollhouse test in Austin. And then you had to do the shop portion in Austin. So you had to do all three in Austin. No matter where you at, you had to drive. Everybody has to drive there to take that test. Like I said, it was only one, but now they only have two. They should have five. So, and for me to drive where I was at to drive to Austin was a 4 hour drive and hated it. I had to go down there 3 times because I failed it twice, but I passed on my third time. The first time, didn't have enough time. The second time, this is another thing too. You think that what you do in real life will help you out on the test. It doesn't. The shop portion helps you on the test, right? When you are in plumbing, unless you're doing new construction, because there's two different worlds of plumbing. There's residential plumbing where you just work on residential or you're working on commercials, right? And then there's new construction. When people just do residential service and whatnot, and then they go over construction, they're lost. Where people are in construction and then they get tired of construction, then they want to go over residential or services, they're lost. They have no idea what the hell to do or what's going on, right? So it seems like the people on construction side just know how to problem solve. I mean, they just know how to install, right? The service side, we know how to problem solve, fix stuff, and whatever, and whatnot. But then when you put us over, it's like it's a brand new world. We don't know what to do. We don't know how to read blueprints or anything like that. Don't teach you how to read blueprints. So the one thing they that you do on your test is you have to read a blueprint and whatnot to try to figure out how you going to install your dollhouse with the piping and everything, a 2-story dollhouse. So you got to do your first floor, your second floor. You got to put all these pipes together. Now they don't let you vent all the way up top to the roof. They just let you. They say, hey, whatever you're going to do, whatever vent stack that's going to go to the roof, don't put a pipe there. Leave it open. So that way you're not wet venting. Wet venting means is that so if I have my toilet right here and my pipe is going straight up, and then there's another toilet right here, that vent pipe supposed to go all the way up to the roof. But what I end up doing is having it connect to the other toilet that's on the second floor, or I have it tied into, but the pipe still goes all the way to the roof, but it ties into the toilet. And so now water is going through that vent pipe for that toilet that I have on the first floor, and then it goes all the way down. That's wet venting. You can't do that. All right. So there's different ways to tie it into without wet venting. So you have that dollhouse. Like I said, they have you do that, but they don't teach you how to read a blueprint when you're on the service side. Now, when you're on new construction, you're reading blueprints all the time, so you're learning how to read a blueprint. But it's goofy. My master plumber, he had a great idea. He said, "Hey," he said that I think that what they should do, what they should have done, was when you become a tradesman, you do residential and commercial services, right? You're not doing new construction at all. If you want to do new construction, then you get your journeyman license. Journeyman license is because it's two different worlds, and people get confused when they try to swap on the other side. They're like, "Oh, it's plumbing. I could just..." No, it confuses the hell out of you. So you choose what you want to. If you don't want to be around people, you get tired of catering and pampering people and stuff like that. New construction is for you. But I did new construction with the first company because they dipped their toes into it a little bit. It started off as residential services and commercial. but they dipped in over to new construction. So when I got into new construction, it was the middle of June. You work from 5 o'clock in the morning all the way up to about 11 to 12 at night, and then you started all over again. We had weekends off, but they was also doing on call too, so which sucks. Um, the crappier part about that is that's where I caught my heat stroke at. I caught my heat stroke and it was bad. And now every time the summertime comes and I feel that heat, I get nauseous. I want to throw up. My body can't take the heat anymore. Um, and even 4 years after that heat stroke, I still try to do my best to work and whatnot. But luckily, like I said, I went to Lexus Plumbing people who actually care, and they was like, "Hey man, get the hell out the attic," because when you're in an attic, it jumps up to anywhere from 115 all the way up to 140. It could be super hot to the point to where oxygen is being sucked out. Now, if we're having a hard time breathing, your water heater's in the attic, then your water heater's having a hard time breathing too. So a lot of people don't understand that, and like in the summertime, they're like, "Hey, my water heater's not working because there's no oxygen up there." So, um, but that's where I call my heat stroke is in new construction, and I don't like it. You're gonna be working long hours. You're not gonna see your family as much. New construction, it pays good, but it sucks. Residential pays good too. Um, I was making $28 an hour as a tradesman. That's what they. That's like the starting point now for a tradesman is $28. So once you after you get finished taking your test and you pass, then you get your tradesman license. Now to go back, the new way of they doing it now is now there's stages, right? First, you go take your written test. Now you can take your written test at a local college or a local facility that is has been okayed by um, the Texas board. All right. Once you pass your written test, they say, "Hey, you passed. You are now qualified to go take the dollhouse test and the shop test." All right. Now you have to drive to Austin. This is still your apprentice going to your tradesman. Now you drive to Austin, you take that test. All right. Now you pass. Once you pass, you no longer have to go to Austin. You can just you have to take your classes from tradesmen. You have to take your classes again and whatnot. And tradesmen, like I said, most companies will start tradesmen around $28 an hour. Um, yeah, around $28 an hour. Um, and once you're there, you start all over again. You do your continuing ed. You take your 10-hour courses, your 8-hour courses, and you got to spend money on this every single time. And the most you're probably gonna be spending on courses probably like 700 to 800 bucks on classes. And they think that we just got the money like that. No, and but they force you to do it, especially when you're an apprentice and you're trying to take the class and you're spending like 600 bucks, 700 bucks. And you're like, man, I can't afford this. And, oh well, and if you want to get that license, you want to get more money, and that's what you're gonna do. It's always about money, 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 money in plumbing. So they charge you for the classes. They charge you to go take your test. And then once you get your license, like, yeah, I passed. Hey, cool, that's cool beans. You passed. Now pay us again to get your license. So you charged me to go take the test. And now you're charging me again to get my license. All right. And then once you get your license, you get to do it all over again. You got to take X amount of classes or whatever. And then you pay them to go take the test. And then you pay them to get your license. So from the beginning, apprentice, you need 2,000 hours. Oh, it's 4,000 hours, 2 years. And then from tradesman to journeyman, you take your classes and go take the test and everything. But you have to, before they even allow you to take the test, you have to have 4,000 hours and another 2 years as a tradesman before you can take your journeyman. So, and then once you get finished with that, like I said, once you have the requirements to go take the test, now you don't have to go back to Austin. You just go to your local area where they allow you to take that test at, and then you take it. Bam, you good. You pass it. you pay them again to get your journeyman license. Now, as a journeyman, you have to be there you have to be a journeyman for 4 years. I think they said they was changing it, but you have to be a journeyman for 4 years now, as of right now. 4 years, and then 8,000 hours before you can get your master plumber license. And now, when you go take your master plumber test, you have to go back to Austin to do that test, to do everything all over. I think they just, if I'm not mistaken, we was talking about it before. I think they just changed it to where you can do it online now, so you don't have to go to Austin. So, but when you get your journeyman, you could be making around. They'll start you off at 30, and then you'll go up. I think for tradesmen they'll cap you off like at 33 or whatever. But like I said, it's you do like 28 to 33, and then for a journeyman it's 30 to like 35, 36, and then from if you're a master plumber and you're in there, it should be around 35 and up. They're like I said, you make great money in plumbing, but it's the hassle of, hey, can you sell? Can you do this? Can you do that? You could be at most places, you could be the world biggest dick, and they're like, hey, if you're selling, we'll keep you. Um, there's people like that that don't care, and there's some people that's out there who are like, hey, they're apprentices. I think they run the world and they do everything, but they don't have no license. And these, like I said before, these companies will come out here and tell you like, hey, I know you're apprentice and everything, but go out there and do work. We need some money. I need you to bring money in or whatever. The apprentice is not supposed to be working at all. Like I said, you have this. If you as a person that's let these people come into your house, you have the right to say, hey, let me see your license. They're supposed to have their license on them 24/7. This is my old one, my apprentice card. And then here's my tradesman. And then, which is a green card. And then my journeyman is going to be my blue card, which even though I'm getting out of plumbing, I already paid for the damn class. So I'm going to get my journeyman so that way if anything was to happen or if something's not working out, and then I'm like, hey, I have my journeyman license. I could get back into plumbing and start working and start off at $30 an hour instead of me starting off at 28, or if one plumbing company that was like, hey, we're small, I can't give you 28, but I can give you 25. There's going to be some people like that. It should start you off at 28. That should be like the minimum, because most people, majority of the plumbing companies start tradesmen off at 28 and journeymen's at 30. But you will have those very few sprinkle ones that will go below the threshold. So, but just in case, I'm still going to get my journeyman and taking it whatnot. But that's the journey of being, what the hell? That's the journey of being a plumber. You have to go through all kinds of loops and everything. Oh, the other thing I wanted to say was that when you're in the plumbing world and they teaching you this stuff, right, and then you have to go take your test, it makes no sense, right? Do I have it? No, it's in the living room. So one other thing is, like I said, we do residential I do residential plumbing, and there's new construction. I think on the new construction side, they cut pipe all the time, right? Residential, you're not doing that unless you're doing remodels and stuff like that, where you have to redo black iron pipe. And most of the black iron pipe finish that you can get is already fitted for you and already threaded and cut it. So you don't really learn that in residential. But then as soon as you go to the test, they like, hey, thread this pipe. Excuse me? You don't know how to thread pipe? No. Right before you go take the test, if the plumbing company that you is paying attention and they know what you have to do on that test, then they will teach you real quick right before you go. That's how, like I said, and then they tell you, learn what you have to learn when you go take the test. And then as soon as you get finished taking the test, forget about it because you're not going to do what you learn on there. Then why take the test? If I'm just going to forget it, why I have to take the test, right? Um, and then there's questions on the written test and stuff like that. They ask you that you're like, what? No, and then they word it a different way, like a water closet is what they call it. Instead of calling it a bathroom where the toilet is at, or just call it a toilet, whatever. They said on the water closet. What should this? Well, what the fuck is a water closet? Like terms that we don't use anymore, they still use on the test. So, and the thing, and also, which is stupid, because you think they won't. They tell you all the time we need more plumbers. We need more plumbers. Okay, so when they take the test and they fail the test, how about telling them what they failed on? They don't. They don't tell you what you failed on. You're supposed to figure it out what you failed on, and then going back to it. It's stupid. Like if you go to imagine if going to school was like this, where they grade your paper, right? They looking at it, and it was like, "Oh, you got an F. There you go." And you looking at your paper, they didn't mark in like, "What did I fail on?" That's for you to figure out. You look at that paper and you study it, and you tell me what you missed. I'm like what? And the thing is, if your plumbing company that's teaching you, and you're like, this is how we've been doing it all the time, I don't understand what's wrong, then the people who are the examiners and whatnot should be able to tell you what you're doing wrong. But they don't when you fail. Now, when you're taking the test, I understand they can't tell you exactly what the answer is, but when they like, hey, you have failed or passed, they should be able to tell you like what you did wrong after that. They don't. So there's certain tools that you can use. They will flat out put on the table and tell you like, hey, I need you to do this. You're like, okay, cool. As soon as you touch that one tool, automatically fail. I'm like, all right. Then they want you to learn how to they put stuff on you like, hey, cut this pipe and then thread it. I don't know how to. Um, the one I went to, the guy, he showed me how to do the cutters. I was like, I never cut. He was like, I'll show you this one. So at least they show you with that one. But there was stuff that I missed on the second time. But then the third time, because I already passed the dollhouse the first time, because I took too long, because I was trying to make sure everything was perfect, and then try to rush to do every single thing, and I failed. And then the second time, like I said, I failed because of different parts, using wrong tools and everything. And a glue joint came out, failed that one. So, but third time, went back, actually had a time to look at everything, make sure it was right, and knew what I was supposed to do, and then I passed. Still don't tell you like, they'll tell you like, hey, you got a 70, good job. Okay, what did I mess up on so that way I can be better at it? And it's for you to find out. Like, all right, bro. Plumbing, plumbing is weird, but it's all it is you're taking a test. But then people who can take a test still are crappy plumbers, and then there are people who can't take tests, but they're great plumbers. So it doesn't. The test don't do anything at all. It doesn't. And then you have shady plumbers and out there that's willing, like at the first company, he was running this machine that's gas powered and had to blow out the exhaust, right? Well, he put the machine way too close to the car, and then using the machine, and then he was like, "You think we should spray paint it?" I'm like, what?" He's like, "Cause it burnt the side of the car. You think we should spray paint it so that way she won't know or whatever." I'm like, "No, just tell her." He's like, "No, I don't want to tell her. I don't want to get in trouble and whatnot. I think I'm just gonna spray paint it." And I was like, "Dude, what the?" I'm like, "Why don't you just tell her?" And he's like, "No, no, no, no." And then he was about to, but then the lady came, and she came in and started talking to him, and then he was like, "Oh, that was He said that was already there when we got there. I have no idea. And she was like, she said, no, this is like brand new. It's like you can tell by looking at it and feeling it. And so she, need to say, she was pissed. I don't blame her. And he tried to hide it. He definitely tried to hide it. So, but yeah, like I said, there's shady plumbers out there, and it's ridiculous. But the plumbing is like freaking politics, man. You would deal with people and whatnot, shady people and whatever. But you know, at the same time, it doesn't mean that there's not good people in politics and in plumbing. So, but yeah, that's the life of a plumber. You do have some good memories that come out of it and whatnot. There will be good people, but you know, there's always gonna be that one bad apple in any situation. My damn dude. So